Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to discuss comparing and ordering of fractions. How we can compare and how we are going to do like ascending order and descending order of fractions. Firstly, let's discuss about what is ascending order. Ascending order is basically we are going to go from the smaller to the bigger value, and in descending order we are going to follow the other direction, that is from bigger to smaller. So if denominator is same, we only compare numerators. When denominators of the fraction are same, then we only compare the numerators. And you all remember that we have discussed this before. When denominators are same, then that fraction is known as like fraction. So when all the fractions are with the same denominators, what we are going to do, we are going to just compare the numerators. So smaller the numerator, smaller is going to be the fraction, and if greater the numerator is, the greater is going to be the fraction. For example, we have 2.7, 5/7, 3/7, 1/7. So 3/7 is basically greater than 1/7 because the denominator is same, and we are going to compare the numerators. Greater the numerator, greater is going to be the fraction. So this fraction is greater and this fraction is smaller. Again, 5/7, 3/7, as the numerator is greater, so this fraction is greater. 1/7, 2/7, they both have the same denominator, so we are going to compare only the numerators. So 2 is greater, that's why this fraction is greater. Now ascending order, as we have discussed before, that what is ascending order, we are going to go from smaller to greater, that is 1/7, 2/7, 3/7, and 5/7. And in descending order, we are going to go in the opposite direction, that is from greater to smaller. So this is how we can compare, and we can arrange them in ascending and descending order. We can arrange the fractions in ascending and descending order. So if like fractions are there, we are going to follow this method. And in the other thing is if denominators are different, then what we are going to do, then we can use cross multiplication technique to compare two fractions. And for ascending and descending order, we can have like LCM method. We are going to find out the LCM, and we are going to multiply the numerator and denominator. We are going to find the equivalent fractions so that we can compare the fractions with the same denominators. So firstly, let's discuss the cross multiplication method. So what we are going to do in this method, you can see we have two fractions, 2.5 and 3/8. We are just going to cross multiply them. We are going to multiply 2 with 8 and 5 with 3. So it is going to be 16 and it's 15. Which number is greater? Obviously 16 is greater than 15. That's why that fraction, which is according to 16, it's 2.5. So 2.5 is greater than 3/8. So we can say it like 3/8 is less than 2.5, or we can say 2.5 is greater than 3/8. Both are same. Now if the fractions, these you can see 1/5, it's 3/10, 2.5, 7/20, all these you can see they don't have the same denominator, they have different denominators. So what we are going to do, we are going to find out the LCM of the denominators, that is 5, 10, 5, 20. So when we are going to find out the LCM, we are going to get it 20. So what's the LCM of 5, 10 and 20? It's 20 obviously. So what we are going to do, we are going to find the equivalent fraction. We have to make the denominators same to arrange them in ascending and descending order. So what we are going to do, we are going to multiply the numerator and the denominator with the same number. And to make 520, what we have to do, we have to multiply it with 4. 5 into 4 is 20 and 1 into 4 is 4. So this is a fraction. Again, what we have to do when we need to make 10 as 20, so we are going to multiply 10 with 2, and there's no need to multiply. You can write 7 upon 20 as it is. So now you can see that the equivalent fractions, we got the equivalent fractions of every fraction which is given in the example. So what it is, you can see the denominators are same now, 20, 20, 20 and 20, and we are going to compare the numerators. We are going to see the denominator is same. What we are going to do, we are going to compare the numerators only. Smaller the numerator, smaller is going to be the fraction. So the very least numerator is 4, so we are going to have 4 is of which fraction? It is of 1 upon 4 upon 20 is equivalent to 1 upon 5. So 1 upon 5 we are going to write. We have to write the answer in that form which is given in the question. So it's 1 upon 5 because 4 is smaller, then it's 6. So we are going to write 3 upon 10, then we are going to write 7 upon 20, and then we are going to write the last one, that is 2 upon 5. And again, in ascending order, you are going to follow the numbers like smaller to greater, and in descending order, what we are going to do, we are going to write the greater fraction first, and then the smaller, and then so on. So this is how we can arrange, can arrange the fractions in ascending and descending order, and we can compare the two fractions with different denominators. So the next thing which I want to discuss with you is, when we have the same numerators, what will happen if we have same numerators and we have to compare the fractions. What we'll do, when numerators are same, we are going to compare the denominators, and greater the denominator, the smaller is going to be the fraction, in short. So hopefully this all is clear to you. Inshallah, we'll meet in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.